And we are ready for Pro Tour San Diego 2010. You see there are just 2 matches remaining. On the front table, Luis Scott Vargas of the United States from Oakland, California, up against, there he is, you see him
I'd rather
there.
play against John than that white-blue deck, though.
Yeah, there he is talking about quite happy not to face Niels Vian in the semi-finals. He is facing Simon Gertzen of Germany. There you see him in the magic shirt. And Gertzen very happy to be here in his first Pro Tour top 8, 50 lifetime pro points, but first PT top 8. The back table, which we will bring you up to date with as we go on through the semis, is Kyle Bogomaz of the United States up against Craig Wescoe. So Gertzen, the lone representative from not the United States now in this tournament. 409 are done, 4 remain. So there you see Gertzen, they're just completing their pre-game ritual, making sure everything's neatly shuffled. I'm looking forward to this, says Gertzen, and we are looking forward to this, BDM.
I talked to Gertzen over the lunch break, and he is actually looking forward to this. He's like, if I'm going to play in the top 4, I want to play against the best player. He's not intimidated. He's excited. He's really looking forward to this. He said, I've been waiting for this moment my whole life. He played on a team in Pro Tour Charleston that came in 5th on tiebreakers, a virtual top 4, if you will.
Yep.
And that's the closest he's come to this point. And he is just so thrilled to be playing. And if he's going to do it, he wants to do it by getting past the best players. He wants there to be no doubt that he deserves this.
So it looks like LSV is going to keep his opening 7. And we see a Wild McCaffle. And Gertzen is going to mulligan to 6. So let's take a look at the player resumes if we can. We're going to have a look at Luis and Simon, see how they've been getting on in their Magic careers. And it will not surprise you to learn that Luis Scott Vargas is one of the most storied players in the game. There he is, the 27-year-old. He is level 8. Remember, that is the highest level of all. There are 8 level 8s this year, packed with great names. This is his 3rd Pro Tour top 8. You see there, runner-up in Kyoto behind the master, Mr. Yellow Hat, Gabriel Nassif of France, and of course he won Pro Tour Berlin in 2008. Now, there are a stack of records that he holds, quite apart from the current win streak, that he is now at 17 in a single event. You see there, the best win percentage of active pros. Well, we say active, we're basically talking there, there are Hall of Famers who are level 5 who have not played for some time, and we don't include those statistics. But now, as a result of his 16, now 17-0, LSV has the best win percentage of anyone level 4 and above. That includes every Hall of Famer, overtaking one Mr. Randy Buehler in the process. So that is LSV for you. And here is his opponent, Simon Gertzen, 25, as we say, 50 pro points. Debut in Venice 2003, been a real stalwart of the European Grand Prix circuit. Always a pleasure to do business with and always a pleasure to play against. His 11th PT. You don't have to make it right at the start. You can play for a long time. Craig Wescoe has been playing 14 years to get here. So we are underway in Game 1, and Luis Scott Vargas has opened up with a Forest and Wild McCaffle, and as you would expect, drawing up on the Jund side, it is Savage Lands.
Savage Lands, the classic opening for Jund.
Yep. Terramorphic Expanse.
And really a classic opening for Naya, right? The Terramorphic Expanse to get you exactly the
Don't even go to 19.
I know, how lucky.
I played 4 Expanse and 8 Fetchlands on Worlds. Just for the Knights.
So this is going to, I know we're just getting started here, but Craig Wescoe is already up 1 game in the other semifinal match. The Pro Red and the Pro Black creatures just proved too much for, only Thrinax is a way to try to stop him, and they can stop neither of them.
Yeah, and Thrinax was fantastic for Bogomaz in his quarterfinal. It basically won all 3 games, but does nothing here in Game 1. So Wescoe won to the good. And we are equipped up on the Wild McCaffle for LSV.
Right. And what's interesting here is, again, there's no removal main deck for Simon in this deck. He doesn't have the Bituminous Blasts.
Yeah, he's got the
he's got a couple of bolts, but he is not playing the full package of removal that you see in a lot of the other decks. He calls it no removal, all land.
Okay, there's the first Blightning of the match. So Luis will have to choose. And of course, because he's had a decent start, he doesn't have a ton of choice. He's got 4 cards in hand, so 2 will go away. Pretty certain he'll be keeping the Oblivion Ring. That'll be 1 that stays in hand, at a guess. What else has he got? That looks like a couple of land at the back.
He's got a Johnny. He'll probably pitch that. He immediately brings the Ajani and the Elspeths out after sideboarding because, they're just they're so bad against the Blightnings.
And in fact, what he did, he got rid of the Oblivion Ring and the Ajani, and the reason for that is because then he can get to 4 mana and Ranger of Eos by the looks of things. Let's see if that's right. Oh, no, Knight of Reliquary comes out, there's the 4th land, and I believe he has Ranger of Eos in hand.
Draw.
It's a 3/3 Knight. Simon said if he gets to untap with Knight, that's generally going to be game. So he does not want that to happen here.
But a 3/3, if he has a Lightning Bolt, that will deal with it.
Or a
Maelstrom
Pulse.
Pulse, that works fine, thank you. And there we go to LSV.
Take 3.
5.
That's a Basilisk Collar on the Wild Nicodle, so the life totals are going in opposite directions. Once again, we saw that earlier. He
Yeah, every match.
looks
of
like
the
he got himself a
quarterfinals.
Scoop Mob and a Wild Nicodle there off the Ranger of Eos.
So the Scoop Mob is down 1-1, but there are 5 lands you can see for LSV, and that means that in the next upkeep, that Scoop Mob will get 4+1/+1 counters, and that happens every turn. Remember when that card came out, a lot of people in my local community were like, oh, so it becomes a 5/5. And that was it. Until the next turn when you made it a 9/9. It's like, really? Yeah.
To be honest, you rarely get to see it become a 9/9. People either, kill it or concede.
Die. Yeah. So a pretty dominant board position at this early stage in the semi-final of Pro Tour San Diego 2010. And it's possible Wesco actually won his first game quicker than Lackman and Van Lunen won their Pro Tour in 2007 here.
All of these decks get down to business pretty quickly here.
Yeah.
Simon is trying to figure out his best play here. He's got Bloodbraid Elf, but he doesn't know what he'll cascade into. He can hope for the best. He's got a Siege Gang Commander, it looks like. He's considering, basically, I would imagine, between those two. He could also play a land and use his
Run out of
Raging
Siege
Regime
Gang
to
by the
block
looks of thing.
if he wanted to. He's thinking it all through.
Louis, such
He's
a
gonna
solid
go
play.
with the
There's the
Bloodbraid.
Bloodbraid. Another Bloodbraid. Garrick. And a land. And there's a Sprouting Thrynax.
Shuffle him on the bottom.
And that's a pretty presentable bonus out of the Cascade in the current situation, because he's going to get a bunch of 1/1s.
Do we need 6-sided
after a
dice?
block.
I've won.
Yeah, try you farm.
Oh, we're not allowed to put them on this side.
So there go the 4 counters onto the Scoop Mob. That 6-sided dice is not going to be sufficient if it lives another turn for the counters on Scoop Mob. Now LSV, in addition to the 3 monsters in play, he has 2 man lands available to him, one of which he's going to activate. It's the Stirring Wildwood 3/4 with reach.
He wants to keep mana available so he can make another play. He's got another Wild Nicodle at the end of this turn.
So Gertson looks to line up his blocks.
And if he wants to make any headway into this board, he has to take 8 and give Luis 3. He'll get 3 tokens, and he can kill the Ranger and the Wild Nicodle.
Which seems a pretty presentable set of options.
No, he decides
Okay.
he's going to take more. He's taking 9 here. He's going to 2, but he's got to kill that Scoop Mob.
Yeah. I would like that dead, please.
I'm going to assign all the damage to the Bloodbraid off.
So there will be no
Take
tokens
9, go to 2,
for Gertz.
to go to 27.
Thrynax will stay there as a just 3/3. Cute. Another Wild Nicodle.
Go ahead.
Gertson would have loved the Thrynax to die there.
Got a Siege Gang Commander and some friends. No mana to activate it, though.
Now that board looks a lot better for Gertzen, but he is still very much under pressure here.
He's still got cards in his hand.
Yep.
He's able to... We're going to see a Raging Ravine get in here.
Apart from anything else, Gertzen is at 2, and there are 3 lightning bolts in LSV's deck. So Gertzen does not necessarily have a very long time.
Yep. With 4 creatures, you have to block all of them. You only get one double block here.
So 4/4 Raging Ravine, the Ranger of Eos at 3/2, pair of Nacatls, one of them with the Basilisk Collar.
Guaranteed to clear the board. He'll have 3 tokens in play when it's done.
Sure. As a former Pro Tour champion, Mike Turian joins us in the arena, now working in research and development at Wizards of the Coast, coming to watch LSV in action, see if he can get all the way to 19-0. Gertzen deep into the tank, it's almost Karsten-esque. Frank Karsten, had he played here, would have reached 50 Pro Tours, another milestone to look out for. Bram Snetvanger's round 1 of San Juan. He will make 600 matches on the Pro Tour, which is just an astonishing amount.
We'll replace the goblins.
Yeah.
But off we go. Goblins become Saprolings.
Forest Noble Hierarch.
It's the last card in Louis' hand. Remember, he still has a Stern Wildwood.
You gain 3 life,
Yeah,
right?
I'm at 30.
I'm at 30. The 30 is not relevant, it's the 2 that's relevant right now.
Draw.
Oh, that's quite the card for Gertzen. Quite a bit of removal
0
from
for
his
Joker.
removal deck. Gonna play another Bloodbraid Elf. See what rolls off the top.
Is it Christmas in Gertzen land? Puts it back in his hand. Here we go. So Bloodbraid, Broodmate Dragon, Reaches, Ravine. It's another Thrynax. Just like last time.
Handy.
Yeah.
You can just put those on the bottom. I don't need to cut them.
Both these players very active in their local communities. They both play Friday Night Magic. They're both playing, well, LSV not in PTQs, but they both also judge as well. So they're pretty technically correct. They know what's going on in the game, and very smooth interactions between the two. Right now, Gertzen is looking for a smooth interaction that involves not dying.
How about attacking? We can see that he's holding a Maelstrom Pulse, which is going to take out those Nacatls. He has to go to 1 to do it, but
Sure.
there are no Spark Mages in the main deck.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fun and frolics for games 2 through 5 if we get that far. There you see Gertzen just trying to do the math of the attack.
I'll take 4. 25.
Probably telling LSV that there's a Maelstrom Pulse in his future. Yep, he's going to go to 1.
Fetch land straight away. one noticeable thing about LSV, not just this weekend, but throughout his Pro Tour career, you see players who start very quickly and then fade down the stretch. You see people who are slow starters and then they build when their back's against the wall. Olivier Ruel is very good in elimination matches, for example. But LSV, it's almost like a straight line. He's 65% whatever the round. He just sits there and, you know, that's around his win percentage. Maelstrom Pulse for the Wild Cattle, away they go. So now we have Elf, 3 tokens, and a Thrynax with token